The Japanese government has begun an official investigation into the Unification Church. There have been months of revelations about links between the religious group and the governing Liberal Democratic Party. The church has been under scrutiny since the assassination in July of the former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. The suspect said his family had been bankrupted by donations to the group. Well, I'm joined now by our correspondent, Rupert Wingfield-Hayes, who's following this for us. I think a lot of people, Rupert, and welcome, will be coming new to this story. Unpack it a little bit for us. What's happening?
Well, I think this is really, this is all part of the fallout from the killing of former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe back in July, when he was shot at an election rally down in Western Japan. And the man who is alleged to the chief suspect in killing him has told police that he did so because it was revenge, essentially, for he had held a grudge against the Unification Church for many years because he said his mother had handed over pretty much his family's wealth and property to the church and had bankrupted the family, left it destitute, and so he held this grudge against the church, and he alleged that Mr. Abe had close ties to the Unification Church, and since that story has sort of come out, we've just had this sort of huge revelations about just how close the Unification Church's ties to the ruling Liberal Democratic Party here in Japan are, and how deep and how far back they go. They go back decades. In fact, to Mr. Abe's grandfather, who first allowed the Unification Church to come from Korea to set up here in Japan. And we found out in September that 179 MPs from the ruling party, the Liberal Democratic Party, had close ties to the church. And I think the Japanese public has just been shocked by this. And Prime Minister Kishida's personal popularity ratings have fallen through the floor. So I think this is a response to that. And now the government is cutting its ties completely with the church and investigating it as well.
So that was going to be my next question, Rupert. Who is doing this investigation if, in fact, there are so many people that are connected, potentially, allegedly, to this church?
Well, it will be ostensibly an independent investigation, and it's going to look into, allegations that I have to say have gone back many, many years about the practices of the church in the way that it gathers money from its followers. There have been allegations going back decades that it has used unsavory methods, if you like, to coerce or to trick or to get its followers to hand over large amounts of money. It's something the church itself denies. It said it stopped doing anything like that many years ago. But this is now something that will finally, we hope, or that certainly people here hope, we will get some clarity on. And
has the Prime Minister or the current government spoken about these allegations openly?
Well, Mr. Kishida himself, I mean, there's no suggestion that he has ties to the church, but he has ordered all of the MPs in his party who have ties to the church to cut them off now. In fact, he did that last month. So the party is publicly severing its ties to the church completely.
Really interesting. Thanks so much. No doubt we will hear more about this. Rupert Wingfield-Hayes.